Shade in the following, given the sets and diagrams. So this should be where you all get 10 out of 10. A union B, everybody. What do you reckon? We all good? Now, start with the brackets. What's B intersection C? Do you all agree with that? That's not the answer though. Everything in A, that's not B intersection C. So everything that's in A, that's not that yellow region. See the green region? The green region is the answer. That's everything that's located within A, that's not located in the intersection of B and C. P and Q are two other sets. P is a subset of Q. Write X in a region of Venn diagram which must contain no elements. Now, what I would have explained a subset. Does anybody know how to explain a subset? I used the analogy of a fried egg. So my analogy would be that everything that's in the yolk is also inside of the egg itself. The yolk is a subset of the entire egg. Your stomach, everything in your stomach is a subset of you. Because everything in your stomach is also inside of you. Agreed? So as an example, on a more primitive scale, if I had this, okay, so if I have the names, trying to see now, two names. One obviously has to be longer than the other one. Joe and Joseph, alright? So, if I use the two names, Joe and Joseph, so look at this. What I'm going to say is the letters of Joe are a subset of the letters of Joseph. What do I mean by that? So, if Joe is all the if A is all the letters in Joe and B is all the letters in Joseph, I would then say that A is a subset of B, because everything in A is also in B. So I'd have J-O-E right here, and then on the outside I would have what's it, S, P, and H. Everybody got that? Now you could also write that. That diagram I just wrote. You could also write that in a Venn diagram way as well, like this. So we could say that that's A and that's B. B would still have B and A both require J, O, and E, and this would be S, P, and. So therefore, using what I just taught you, which one is the empty region if P is a subset of Q? P only? Because everything in P has to be in Q. Is that explained okay? Alright. Now, put a statement on which one must be true. Okay? Now, do you know what? I think we'll use our example, will we? We'll just put in our Joseph example here. Is that okay? Except which one's the smaller one, P or Q? What? P is smaller, is it? Okay. Okay. So P is J, O, and E, and that could be S, P, and H. I'm just trying to explain this. Everything in P has to be smaller than or equal to everything in Q. True or false? Q definitely has to be bigger. It can be the same size, but it has to be bigger. I'd say that's true. Do they have to be equal to each other? Not always. They can be equal to each other. As in, if you did two circles and you go, well, it's Joe on the inside, that means it's also Joe on the outside as well, because there's no other letters in the outer region, is there? So that could happen, but it doesn't have to be true. Is P ever bigger than Q? The amount of items in P is bigger than the amount of items in Q? That's impossible, because it wouldn't fit inside Q and it wouldn't be a subset. Is that okay? Okay, guys. How would you explain that in a test? You could just make up your own example, couldn't you? Joe and Joseph, and explain it that way. Or you can just say P has to have P has to have less items or equal amounts Yeah, I'm hoping that makes sense. You asked for the volume of a cylinder. Hope you can all do it. And we get that answer to 2 decimal places. What you get? 407.15 centimeters cubed. Right. 10 out of 10 every time, yeah? Thanks. Okay. Has a height of 10 and a radius of 3.6. If it has a radius of 3.6, what's the diameter? If its radius is 3.6, what's the diameter of the can? So every single time we put in one of these black lines, what are we counting? 7.2, 7.2, and another 7.2. Every single time we put in the height, 10 and 10. All right. Now what about this direction here? I'll use a different color. What about this green line? How many circles are we looking at there? So 3 diameters worth. So 3 times 7.2. So you have 21.6 for the green. 28.8 for the black. And 20 for the red. Okay. Easy money, guys. Height is 20. 21.6 for the width. Volume of a box is length by width by height. What you get, guys? $12,441.6. Can anybody confirm that? Thanks. So this box, yeah, the 12,441.6. Is that correct? I probably wrote it wrong. Yeah. The deal is though, it contains 36. It contains 24 cans. What's the size of each can again? What? 407.1 centimeters cubed. How much free space is there in the box then? Oh, sorry. Work out the percentage of volume of the box taken up by the can. So how much space is the cans taken up? What do I have to do with that number there? What? Just 24 of them. Times it by 24. Do that. Times that by 24 for me. Get me an answer when you're ready. You'd imagine you're hoping to be above 80% if you're most your space is used for the cans, like 9,770.4. Out of how much space available? How much space available in the box? And then multiply that by 100 to convert it into a percentage. 78.5%. Because 1 decimal place. Anybody else confirm that? 78.5%. Okay. There are a number of different ways the 24 cans can be arranged into a box. Find the dimensions of a rectangular box required for a different arrangement. So what did we do? Did we do 12 on the bottom and 12 on top, was it? Would everybody agree that's what we did? We did 12 cans by 12 cans. I have an idea. Here's my idea. What I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to take Sort of a cheeky way of doing it, I suppose. But what did we say it was again? It was so I'm gonna grab the first two rows. Does everybody see the first two rows? How many cans is that? Everybody would be happy that's 8 cans worth. You cool with that? 8 cans? Now, I can do it two ways. I can go horizontal or vertical. I can go horizontal. Not the best box that ever existed, is it? It's pretty long and cumbersome, but that answer would work. Or what else can I do? Now, vertical box. Okay, let's get the size of this box. How many diameters are we talking about here? I still think we're still on 28.8, aren't we? So 28.8 for the width, or the length even, whichever way you want to frame it. Okay, what about the width? It's two diameters deep. How much is one diameter again? One diameter is 7.2. So what do we reckon? Two diameters, guys. 14.4. Yeah, we'll take that. And then finally the height. How many tens do I have? So the answer is 60. You can do any arrangement